Well, yes, we're turning our attention now to politics in Kogi State, which you can see has been heating up. Yesterday, the deputy governor of the state, Simon Achuba, was here on Sunrise Daily. And this morning, as we did say yesterday, we now have a response to the claims made by the deputy governor. And with us in the studio is Kingsley Fanwo, who is the Director General Media to the Kogi State Governor. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Good morning, Marby.
Good morning. I'm sure you heard the Deputy Governor yesterday. I mean, you just saw him there addressing a press conference, asking people, drawing the attention of the Inspector General of Police to the state of his own personal security, saying he feels that his life is under threat, and that if anything should happen to him, his family members, his members of staff or aides, the governor should be held responsible. How did things get to a sorry pass between the current governor of the state, Yahya Bello, and the deputy governor?
As far as I am concerned, and as far as the Kogi State government is concerned, we have no issue with the deputy governor. He decided to slide into where he is today because of certain reasons that he has refused to tell the world. So coming out now to claim his life is not safe, it's one of the scripts that he wants to play because security is one of the biggest achievements of the Yahya Bello administration in Kogi State. And for this, he has won so many accolades globally and nationally. And for him to come out to want to puncture that is part of the script to embarrass the security architecture in the state. If your life is under threat, he drove all the way from Abuja here to Lokoja, his residence, and went there to report to journalists that his life is under threat. You don't report threat to journalists, you report it to security agencies, and they will do their job. We've empowered security agencies in the state to be able to do their job, and they have been doing that. Kogi State used to be the headquarters of kidnappers and other violent crimes before the advent of this administration. But we've been able to lay that to rest. We've been able to attack that frontally. The governor has shown that desire to be able to confront that, and that has been done. So
indeed, you might have been able to take care of the real security concerns of the people. I mean, yes, we still hear pockets, very, very few, not as often as we used to hear about kidnappings in Kogi State. However, political tensions have been rife in Kogi State. It's not the first time. We heard just before this time, the governor fell out with one of the people who promoted him. Senator Dino Melai easily comes to mind. They were very good friends. Senator Dino Melai promoted him, said, you know, asked the people of Kogi State to vote for him. I mean, you know, well, is it to vote for him or to say this is the person who can do the job in the days when, you know, the elections were postponed briefly and they had to continue to conclude the elections. And we can see now that they have fallen out. And so Dino Melai is in another party. As a matter of fact, he's even contest in elections. Now, the allegation the governor makes, the deputy governor, beg your pardon, makes is that anytime anybody decides to criticize the current governor, he or she becomes an enemy. So in terms of political violence, we have seen lives, you know, being snuffed out in the middle of politics in Kogi State. Can you say that you have looked after the security in the political environment for political actors?
Yeah, let me go this way. When you look at the seeming tension in the state politically, then we have to look at both parties. It is either the deputy governor is not telling the media the truth, or the media is not telling the deputy governor the truth, or both are not telling each other the truth. Dino Melai did not support the governor's electioneering. But when he emerged, he was one of the people who supported the system that threw him up. And that was quite commendable. But when you look at the governor and the disagreement with some of those people, then you should look at them too that why are they disagreeing with the governor? Because the governor has decided to right the wrongs of the past and is doing it radically, though constitutionally. And that is not going down well with a lot of these people. And that is why they are having these problems. So as far as we are concerned, there is no political tension in Kogi State. It's just, wait, Maupe, it's just a media hype. Dino Melaye contested. He campaigned in the state. He did all his campaigns, he did all his rallies. Other people contested. Other parties even won elections in Kogi State. So when they talk about this, it is because they know that the people they are talking to do not quite understand the reality on ground in Kogi State.
You say that, you know, we should look at the other people as well. Indeed, we will look at the other people. I mean, it takes two to tango, isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
But then the person who has a lot more to lose should be the person who handles it even more maturely. When people say that, you know, when people disagree with you, they immediately turn enemies. I mean, then you don't want to see them. We also have to look at the governor. Have we looked at the side of the governor? Why is it that somebody who ordinarily should, you know, cooperate with him or should be looking out for his best interest will come out on public TV to, you know, to criticize him, to say that this person is behind, you know, the attacks in Kogi State, is behind the people who, you know, he sponsors these attacks in Kogi State.
Let me say this. The deputy governor, with those statements, has announced himself to the world. When you are a deputy governor to someone, you should be one of the closest people to him. I can testify to the fact that the governor had tremendous respect for the deputy governor. But for him to come out this way, you would understand that this is a well-orchestrated plan to come out at this time to make some allegations.
A well-orchestrated plan by who?
No, let me go on with this train of thought. One, we had issues with some salary arrears in the state. We met 3 to 4 months. We were owing 5 months, and our bailout was released. Immediately our bailout was released, the deputy governor wrote through his lawyer, Femi Falana, that we are owing him close to ₦1 billion, that we have not paid him salaries since 2017, and all of that. So, because he knew the bailout was ready, the bailout was to be used for payments of salary arrears. So, if you say you are fighting for workers, and what is meant for their salary is what you want to take, even without coming to work, we've not stopped his salaries. These are the documents showing the salaries paid to the deputy governor for up till July 2019. We're in July now.
But you admit
so we are not owing him a dime.
Yes. Is that totally correct?
It's correct.
You admit that you actually owe him some allowances. And that when the funds are available, you will pay him his allowances. Wasn't that what you said?
No. We are not saying we owed allowances. There are processes. This salary is statutory. It is his right. We are paying that. We are paying a lot of allowances. I've come with all the things that we have paid him. We have paid the deputy governor over ₦1 billion in claims, including traveling allowances. But this thing takes a process. You apply for approval. So it will go through that process.
When was this payment done? Because just yesterday, I'm just reading a report now, just yesterday, the Kogi State government still acknowledged that indeed they were owing this deputy governor. They claimed that they had paid him his salaries, you know, they said that much, but that they are owing him allowances, and that when the funds are available,
I am not denying that. I am not denying that, Maupe. You are the one taking it from that point. What I'm saying is that...
You seem to be.
No. What I'm saying is that...
I need that to be clarified.
What I'm saying is that...
Are you or are you not owing him allowances?
We have been paying his allowances. The ones we have not paid are those that either have not been approved or those that have been approved but we've not got funds to pay.
So indeed, there are some monies that are
there are some allowances that
are
we are
left to be paid.
Just like we are also owing the governor and many political office holders.
I see.
Yeah.
Now, could that be? I mean...
No. Let me land with this, Maupe. he talked about salary. We need to get these things very straight. He said we have not paid his salaries since 2017. This is a document showing his payslip up to July 2019. That is embarrassing. That is unfair to our government.
You are in position or possession of documents showing the payslip of the deputy governor?
Yes.
Is that something that you ought to be in possession of?
Definitely.
Why?
When he has made claims that we have not paid. So we need to show the world that we have paid.
Don't you think that this would endanger him?
How?
Having his slips out in public. Just
No. If he could say it in public that government has not paid him, showing the world that we've paid has no danger. It's safe.
If you say so.
Yeah.
But then, you know.
So we are not owing him. And he should apologize to the state government for telling the world what is not true.
When was this payment made? Because let us also put it in context here. Workers in Kogi State were being owed up until recently.
Okay.
When your bailout fund was released, it's
Okay.
something that people have questioned as to the political timing of this release of bailout funds and the fact that Kogi workers have now been paid. You claim that you met 4 months, you were owing them 5 months. Some say, I mean, the Labour insists that you're owing them as much as 36 months. We saw the fanfare in Kogi State when the salaries were eventually paid. Even the governor, the state government capitalized on it to say, well, this is the time to renew a relationship between yourself, that's the government, and the workers in Kogi State. So let's contextualize this. If you say that you have paid him since 2017, did the payment just happen?
Okay, let me say this. On this television,
Yes.
I was interviewed alongside his lawyer. And his lawyer said the deputy governor had not been paid since 2017. As at the time of the interview, the deputy governor had already received his July 2019 salary.
So the interview was a very recent interview.
Very recent, about 4 days ago. So we've paid him before then. So why covering on television to embarrass the state government and peddle this falsehood?
No, what I'm saying is, were the salaries paid as and when due, or were they paid only recently as a bulk sum? Because indeed, he could have been paid his July salaries just a couple of days ago, but he could have been owed a backlog before that time.
Everybody in government, what this governor is doing is that before they pay political office holders, they pay the civil servants. So as we were owing political office holders 5 months, we're also owing, as we're owing the civil servants 5 months, we're also owing political office holders 5 months. What I'm arguing now is that as at the time of the interview, we had paid.
You're no longer owing him.
Yeah.
But, you know,
so we are not owing him anything.
You still admit that you're still, I don't think you should say you don't owe him anything. You're still owing him something. You admitted as much only recently that indeed some allowances have not yet been verified fully, or the ones that have been verified are yet to be paid because you don't have the funds. You said as much.
Yeah.
But looking at some of the things that he said, he talked about projects. He said that the governor just flags off projects. That's one of the bases of the criticism he's had against the governor, that he just flags off a number of projects and he's yet to fully complete anyone. And he thinks at the end of the day he might just be jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, he was saying that because he has turned himself to a diasporal deputy governor. He has not been coming to work. Let me say this. We did biometric data capture. Even the governor was not paid his salary at a point because he was unable to create time to do his. And the secretary to the state government told him that, Excellency, until you do this, you won't be able to get your salary. And the governor had to submit himself to do the biometric data capturing. The deputy governor didn't do it. He has been away for over 2 years and has been receiving his salaries. Is it even moral for a deputy governor to be taking salary without working for it?
So the relationship between the governor and the deputy governor have been sour for 2 years.
Yes, and I will tell you why. Let me be very clear here. Sometimes in 2017, there was a very serious crisis in his local government, in the deputy governor's local government, over a fish pond between two communities. And that led to the death of so many people. The government had to step in and douse the tension, then set up a panel of inquiry to look into it. That panel indicted the deputy governor as one of the sponsors of the crisis. We have it on video that he was sponsoring people to be killing others. And even from his own residence, there were gunshots, and they were carrying arms from there. And that was testified to even by the highest traditional authority in Igala land, who is the chairman of the Kogi State Traditional Council during the thing.
So there was a crisis.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
He wanted to intervene. He wanted, how will I say it? He wanted to tamper with the report of the committee. But the governor told him that, look, no, this government is going to be as fair as possible. And I don't even expect you as my deputy, as much as I'm fighting insecurity, for you to be fueling one in your local government. So because of that, the deputy governor discovered that this is going to be a problem because he has been found out. And that was why he decided to slide away and has been away from Kogi State for so many months. He only came to his residence lately to address the press and went and came back to Abuja and has been taking salaries. Is that justifiable? Has he been able to explain that to the media, why he has been taking salary without working for it? He has not entered his office in the last 1 year. All our campaign, he was not a part of it. Instead, he went and worked for the PDP. PDP won his unit, his polling unit. The deputy governor of Kogi State, who is an APC person, PDP won his polling unit and PDP won his word.
There's nothing wrong if an opposition party wins. I mean, we cover that.
That shows a lot. No, that shows a lot of things. That shows that either you worked with the opposition, or you are not on ground. You are not accepted by your people. These are the two things there. Okay, now let us go to Lagos now, because they were the ones who posed questions to the deputy governor yesterday and made him verify his claims. I mean, what I'm doing is asking you questions based on hearsay. I saw a part of the interview, but not all of it. So let's go to Lagos now and take some questions from my colleagues. Gentlemen.
Yeah, Mr. Fowle, there was an allegation, one of the allegations leveled against the governor yesterday by the deputy governor, whom you've come to respond to, is that the chief of staff to the governor is a very, very strong influence, and he says that the governor is looking to replace him as deputy governor with his chief of staff. I don't know how you want to respond to that.
Very much. The chief of staff to the governor, Honorable Eduardo Noja, was the chief strategist of our campaign in 2015. We went around the entire state to work for the governor. He was the DG of the campaign, and he did a lot to ensure the victory of the governor in 2015. But despite that, he did not push to be the deputy governor of the state. And he was even the person who recommended Elder Simon Achuba, despite the fact that Achuba decamped to the party 2 weeks before that election. He recommended him to be the deputy governor. So calling him a desperate person now who wants to be deputy governor is unfair to the person. And just like I said, those statements have really announced who the deputy governor is to the whole world. So it's not true. He is a very pragmatic person who has been working very hard for the success of this administration. So saying that he wants to replace him is unfair, because the deputy governor did not tell him to go and fuel crisis in his local government. The deputy governor did not tell him to abscond from his office. The deputy governor did not tell him to be making wide allegations that are unsubstantiated.
The deputy governor, do you mean the chief of staff or the deputy governor?
Oh, sorry, the chief of staff. The chief of staff did not, it was not the chief of staff who asked him to fuel the crisis in his local government of Ibaji. It was not the chief of staff who asked him to claim that he has not been paid when he has actually been paid without working for the pay. So for him to now, the chief of staff did not tell him to abscond from his office. He has been away from his office for close to 2 years now.
All right. Now, let's take a look at some other statements he made yesterday. He said he had tried before now to internally resolve, this crisis, and it has proven abortive. He said he had traveled far and wide. He had consulted with party officials and party leaders just a form of resolve this crisis and ensure that it doesn't blow up beyond this. So the question is, from the side of the governor of the state, what form of resolution has been, proffered? Has he tried to meet with him? That's the question.
It is quite unfair for him to claim that he has made efforts to resolve the issue. You can't stay in Abuja and resolve the issue while you leave your office, while the governor is Lokoja, why you are not making direct efforts to reach out to the governor and apologize for all the misdeeds you've done, working against the party, working against the governor, and also sponsoring crisis when the governor is fighting frantically to ensure that Kogi is in peace. So when you say you are trying to reconcile, you could see from his utterances and from his actions in the past few days that he was not actually looking for peace, but he has been acting a script which was scripted by the opposition. One, to discredit the salaries that we have paid by claiming we are owing him, why we are not owing him, and also to discredit our very successful security architecture in the state by claiming his life is in danger when there was nobody pursuing him. He should check his conscience. Nobody is pursuing the deputy governor.
Is this saying that two wrongs don't make a right? I mean, you have said that he's the one looking for trouble. I mean, on his side too, he's saying that, I mean, you are the one, or the governor, and the governor is the one not entirely wanting peace. So the question is, there are two opposing sides. There's the Kogi people right in the middle. I mean, there are a lot of issues to be tackled. And in a few months, we'll have elections in the state. So let's sort of, move away from this issue and try to look for resolution. So the question is now, he has said that the government, or the governor to be precise, does not like criticism. That's why this issue has come up. He has said, there are perhaps, plans to assassinate him. And I can go on and on. So two wrongs don't make a right. Don't you think that this is dragging on for too long?
There have never been any governor that has been as criticized as Governor Yahaya Bello in the history of Kogi State because of the way he emerged as governor and because of his policies that were pro-people. It's about the people versus the elite. He has been servicing the people. He has been working for the people and working in line with his promise to use Kogi's resources to serve the people of Kogi State. So some of these people that have been benefiting from sharing of elephants in the past have been finding it very difficult to cope with and to deal with, and that has been the problem. So for him to have worked openly against his own party in the general elections, we are looking forward to the next election because even without him, we won his local government area. We only lost his polling unit where he worked so much against us, using our resources to work against us.
Are you saying
you
this?
have said that the deputy governor is sponsoring or sponsored people to kill people in his own local government area. Do you have proof to that effect?
I have proof to that. I have a video evidence here, as I'm seated here, which I can give to you.
Of him giving people money? What does the video evidence contain?
The video evidence, they are his people.
Why would he pay people to kill his own people?
They witnessed it, and they give testimonies of what happened during the time. And he was telling government. So he wanted to kill the report. If he was not culpable, why was he attempting to kill the report? Why was he threatening people, calling even the Atai Gala names for not helping him to kill the report from coming out to the public? We are going to release it to the public very soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just putting that in clarity, just to be sure that there's actually proof. As when you say that somebody is doing something as grievous as sponsoring others to kill, there has to be proof to that.
He sponsored others to kill, and they were actually killed. And there were reports, secret reports to that effect.
Okay.
But because he's deputy governor, he's still enjoying immunity. So while he was saying somebody was desperate to have immunity, it was the deputy governor that is desperate for immunity because he knows he has a dating card for some of his misdeeds in the past.
It's a fine place to leave it. Mr. Kingsley Fanwo is Director General Media to the Kogi State Governor. Sunrise Daily continues in a moment. Oh, I forgot to thank you for coming on Sunrise Daily this morning. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Well, the program continues in a moment. Please stay with us.